you.
Nice to meet you. My name is Becky.
Okay, nice to meet you. Today I'd like to ask you about Victoria. So, sorry, where were you born?
Where was I born? I was born in Guelph, Ontario, which is like kind of by Toronto. Yeah.
Oh, so when did you come here?
About 6 weeks ago, when school started. I guess it was 8 weeks ago now. Yeah.
So you came here to study English?
No, I came here to go to university, but I already knew English before that. Yeah.
So do you like Victoria?
Yeah. So far, I think it's awesome. I guess I came out here because there's like a big social justice movement. More so than where I was from, kind of a small town, so it kind of gave me that, I don't know, stage, I guess, to do the work that I want to do here.
So do you enjoy your life in Victoria?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, and nicer weather too.
Yeah. And what do you think the biggest issue in Victoria do you have?
Oh, there's a lot of issues. I think the biggest one for me is that we actually live on unceded territory from an indigenous population, the Songhees. And they're also, the native population is one of the poorest in Victoria. So that's like a huge issue in Victoria, and also homelessness in Victoria. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's kind of hard not to. So that's a big issue.
So if we want to improve that problem, what should we do?
About homelessness?
Yeah.
Yeah. Opening up more shelters, I guess, and having I guess programs for drug addiction and stuff, instead of just I don't know if you know, but a shelter was just closed, and it's starting to rain and stuff. So yeah, just more money towards that.
So the government also should help
Yeah.
and cooperate.
Yeah, it shouldn't be right now. I don't know the exact big picture, but I know a lot of churches are involved in charity and setting up dinners and stuff like that, and small community organizations. I don't know how much of it is state funded, so it's a big issue.
I see. So, what do you think? If we want to, Victoria City is more great, passionate city. What should we do?
What should we do? Me and you? Or our students, I guess?
Yeah, citizens.
I don't know. I would have to think about this answer. It's hard to come up with one right on the spot.
So just maybe, as you said, we have to think about kind of that policies or population program. So we have to think, and then we have to.
I think recognizing our privilege is one thing you can do on a personal level, on a micro level. And yeah, just organizing events to educate people about what's going on in Victoria, so people can't really ignore it. I know, especially if you're on campus, it's really easy to ignore homelessness because you don't see it when you're at UVic. You know what I mean? You only really see it downtown at night or on Friday and stuff. So yeah, just educating people, and then I guess holding dinners and stuff like that is really good. Yeah, so those are two options.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping us.
Thank you for giving me a time in the spotlight.
Thank you so much.
My name is Jenny.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Today, I'd like to ask you about Victoria. Where were you born in?
I was born in Taiwan, and I moved to Victoria about 15 years ago.
Oh, 15 years ago. So do you like Victoria?
Oh yeah, I love Victoria.
For example, what point do you like in Victoria, or what place?
Well, I like Victoria because we are very close to the ocean, and I love outdoor activities. I love running. And the temperature here is quite mild, especially in the winter time. It's not extremely cold. So that's why I like Victoria.
So I also really like Victoria. But do you think what is the biggest social issue in Victoria?
Well, the biggest social issue in Victoria currently we are facing with, number one, is the Johnson Bridge. And there's a major debate whether or not they should refurbish or whether or not they should rebuild the bridge. And the second issue in Victoria is the homelessness is a huge major issue just
Yeah.
because regarding funding and where they are allowed and not allowed to live. And since winter is coming, there's also an issue of where they should put them.
Yeah, so if we want to solve that this problem, what should we do?
What should we do? Oh no, I don't have a lot of education in this, but if everyone contributes a little bit, for example, in the winter time and everybody just donates a little bit of food, a little bit of clothing, we can help the people on the streets out a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. So, if we want to, Victoria City is more great city or passionate, more great city. What should we change or what should we do?
I don't quite get your question. Can you ask again? Maybe.
What should we change if we want to Victoria City is more great city?
A greater city? I really like Victoria the way it is right now. I don't really have a lot of suggestions, but I know a problem that everyone's kind of questioning is that whether or not young people will be able to make money in the city just because it is afloated by the tourism industry, which doesn't provide a lot of jobs for people just coming out of university.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would change, but just the markets in Victoria. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So
Okay.
we have to solve this kind of problem. So if we change this kind of problem, this city is gonna more great city, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
I really like here.
Well, I hope you stay here then.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for
You're
helping
very
us
welcome.
for interview. Thank
Okay,
you
well,
so
have a
much.
great evening.
Today
Okay,
I want
bye-bye.
to give an interview about Victoria. So, can I ask some questions?
Sure.
Okay. So, where were you born in?
I was born in Victoria.
Oh, so you have been here until now?
Well, I'm living here again. I lived away for a time, but now I'm once again living in Victoria.
Oh, so do you like Victoria?
I do, yes. Yeah.
So what point do you like about Victoria? What place or, for example, environmental or what point?
Yeah, well, it's nice. It's obviously very close to all kinds of, wildlife and close to the ocean, close to mountains. So there's lots of things you can do that are very close by. And it's also nice that it's a pretty small town, so you don't feel like you're lost here. You can get pretty much anywhere you want without too much trouble.
Yeah, I also like Victoria so much. But do you think what is the social issue in Victoria?
Yeah, well, I think it's very obvious that there's a big problem with homelessness in Victoria. You see that wherever you go.
Yeah.
And I think a related problem is that we don't have very good facilities here to help treat people who have addictions or other or substance abuse problems or other like long-term problems where they need a program. People have to go to Vancouver or further away to get that kind of treatment. So I think that's a problem.
I see. So if we want to solve this problem, what should we do?
Yeah, I think we need to have more resources in Victoria to help people.
Yeah, so I think if we can solve this problem, this city gonna be more nice, great city.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today I want to give an interview about Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask some questions.
Sure.
Where were you born in?
What year was I born in?
Where?
Where? I was
Yeah.
born in Vancouver.
Oh,
Yes.
so you have been here until now. You have been here
I've been in Victoria for 10 years.
about. Oh, so did you move to Victoria?
From Toronto.
From Toronto?
Yeah.
Wow. Why did you move to Victoria?
Well, I wanted a little more green space and a little quieter.
Yeah, yeah, I think here is very nice place.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
lovely. I live by the beach, close to the water. Yeah, in
Yeah.
Toronto, you don't live near the water.
So, do you like Victoria?
Yes, I like Victoria very much.
What point especially do you like?
What part?
What part or place
Part?
or?
Well, I live down in Fairfield, so I live down by Beacon Hill Park and the tennis courts and the ocean and,
Yeah.
you know, so it's lovely there.
Yeah, I think so. So, what do you think? Do we have a problem, social issue in Victoria?
Well, I think probably one of the major problems, social issues in Victoria is housing,
Mm-hmm.
and certainly for homeless people and for elderly people as well, it's difficult.
So as you said, we have a housing problem. Actually, I don't know what kind of problem do we have about housing.
Well, there's a very high rate of vacancy rate, so it's very hard to rent here and very hard for people with a lower income to find suitable accommodation.
Yeah, and I think so. And we have a homelessness problem, and also we have elderly people.
Hmm.
What it means in Victoria, there are many elderly people, so many young people live here.
Hmm. Well, I mean, there's a lot of younger people that live here because they go to university,
Yeah.
so it's transient as well. But for the residents that do live here all year round, it's quite expensive for a lot of people to live here, particularly people who are living on a fixed income.
Yeah. So if we wanna solve this kind of problem, what should we do?
What should we do? We
Yeah.
should write to our government officials.
Yeah.
Yes.
First.
Yes. I mean, we are the capital of British Columbia, so we should write our officials and work on solving these problems.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, if we can solve this problem, this city is gonna be more great city.
Yes, for
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, I hope so.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
I asked the social issue in Victoria, and everyone mentioned about homeless problem. So I think it's the biggest issue in Victoria now. So we have to solve that problem. So the government have to make the more strict law. I think if we can solve that problem, Victoria City is gonna be more great city. I think so. Okay, thank you.